Hey guys, it's Peggy and Cody again for our couch time. We haven't done videos the last 2 days, and that's part of why we wanted to make this video was to talk about things that affect people. Like
Hmm.
me, I have been struggling a little bit with anxiety, and it gets to me sometimes. Um, I think just the stress with everything going on with Caroline and Cody, and us being a one income family now, it's been a lot. Um, but I wanted to talk about it also because my job I just left was a train operator. And since the beginning of the year, we've had more suicides by train than there should be. And I want everyone to know that I love them. And if they're struggling with things like that and are having a hard time, that they should reach out to someone because it can get better. Um, my struggles have never been so much that I've thought about taking my own life. But some people think that they can handle it and it gets bad quickly. Whether it's postpartum depression or just depression that comes out of nowhere or anxiety, it their brain kind of takes over. So, you know, keep in contact with people, talk to others. Um, it's something that really is something that I feel like we should talk about more to prevent it because it's really not worth it. Um, and I feel like safety around trains is a big thing that I don't understand why Utah people do not see how dangerous they are. Um,
Truth.
the red lights flashing at a grade crossing are not a suggestion. They're telling you, hey, a train is coming, so don't go. I don't care if you're walking. I don't care if you're saying if you're driving. I don't care. Oh, a train just passed, so it's just flashing because the gates are coming up. No, there might be another train coming from the other direction.
I've seen
That's
people swerve in between the little guard things on, on the
and it's
tracks.
crazily stupid. It is idiotic. Or when you're downtown, um, I had it all the time. I no longer work there, so I can talk about this. I feel in a video. People would run across the street or run across the tracks to get to the train. It's not worth it. At Courthouse, there's a train every 5 minutes. There is nothing you are getting to that is so important that you would risk your life to lose 5 minutes. 5 minutes. The trains come every
Hmm.
15 minutes during the week and 20 minutes on the weekend. If you are having to run unsafely to get to the train because you're running late, then you did not leave early enough. It says on the UTA website, and I've always used the rule of thumb that you should give yourself an extra 15 minutes if you're using transit. And yes, things happen. Trains break down. Someone gets hit by a train. Things like that that delay the system. But plan on those things. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not.
It is not that important that you need to run in front of a train to get somewhere. It's not. Oh, it's so stupid. And another thing that really you ask any train operator, it bugs the crap out of us is when you're standing on the platform, you're there on time, and a train's coming in, and you jokingly are pushing at someone or trying to pull them towards the tracks.
Oh God.
That is not good for us, especially people that have dealt with that or have had someone die in front of their train. That is the worst thing you can do in front of them. It's not a joke. People have died. There have been, I know for sure, I know before I left there was at least three that have died this year by train. It's not funny. It's not something to do. It's not a joke. Be safe. Look both ways. There is nothing you are doing that is worth risking your life in front of a train. Another thing that happens, we have cars that don't pay attention to the lights, that do illegal U-turns in front of the train, which I is beyond me how someone can miss. Like literally, the trains are not short; they're the size of a building going next to you. I don't understand how your peripheral vision is that bad that you don't notice it and turn in front of it. or they're texting and they run a light and hit a train. A dear friend of mine that's a train operator got injured while training another operator because they were driving down 700 South and a kid that was young was texting and driving, ran a red light, hit the train, and the operator fell over and has a huge bruise on his hip. Mm. It's so stupid. When you are near tracks, you need to be alert. You need to listen. I know we all want to listen to our headphones, and we have phones and media are so important to us. I understand. But they're not that important that you need to do them around trains. Okay? And sometimes you get into it. I've done it. I've gotten into something and I forget. I'm walking out into the yard. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't have this out. And I put it in my pocket. Because when you're around tracks, always expect that there might be a train. Because sometimes things happen. Sometimes an operator makes a mistake. Sometimes those those tracks are slippery. So you may think, oh, I have the okay to go. But you see a train coming. And that train may not stop quickly enough. I'm not saying that. That's a very rare case because most of our operators are trained very well. But always be safe. Always watch. Always look. Those 2 metal lines on the ground, 4, because there's 2 tracks, are not a suggestion. They're not something that's like, oh, well, I have the right of way because I'm a pedestrian. I have the right of way because I'm a car. Trust me, the train has the right of way. Literally, our tracks are called right of way. That's what they call. Because trust me, the train's gonna win. You're not gonna win. The train's gonna win. So, physics. I feel like this whole video has become me ranting and Cody just sitting here like, yep.
Yep. But seriously, like, it's... the traffic laws are there for a reason. And they're there to benefit everybody. And I agree with Peggy. I feel like people have gotten complacent and feel, in some ways... I don't know what better word to say, but they feel like they're somehow entitled to safety. And it's like, no, you have to actively be safe. Yes. Safety is not a given. Safety is something you do. You make your atmosphere safe by doing safe things, by practicing safe things. You don't joke with people on the around dangerous vehicles like trains or buses or anything like that. You don't. It's like, seriously, it's like you're on a plane. You don't say the word bomb on a plane. Why? Whether you're joking or not, you're gonna get your butt in trouble. It's like, there's certain things you do not do in certain places, and regardless of how you feel about them, they're there for a reason, and you need to respect it.
Crosswalks are there for a reason. They're not there to make it inconvenient for you. Oh, it's so annoying to me when people, like, they've started trying to put barriers up on the university line because that's where the biggest problem is. People walking, they leave the platform just walking across the tracks and across the road. That's a 3-lane road of cars, both directions. So even if there's not a train coming, you trying to run out of the way of the train, and then getting in front of a truck is not going to help you either. Walk to the crosswalk. Physics. It would save you what, 5 minutes if you survive running across the tracks in front of a train and running across a 3-lane road. 5 minutes.
Gotta get that coffee.
Seriously, that 5 minutes is not gonna hurt you. Go to the crosswalk. Press the button. McDonald's. Please be safe. McDonald's look both ways. Check your schedules. Check Ride UTA. And some people, I know things happen, and it's annoying when the trains are running late, when the front runners are running late, when the buses are running late. Check the Ride UTA app. Check the Twitter. That's what I have. I have Twitter on my phone only for UTA because I watch that because there is literally someone sitting in the control room for tracks that will update you if something is going on the trains. And some people are like, oh, I don't like social media and stuff. Don't get a social media account. Just get Twitter. If you want to know what's going on with the train, you want to know, oh, hey, why is my train late? Check it. It's going to tell you. They will let you know what's going on. They'll let you know if a train's hit a car, if something's going on. And I know everyone's like, oh, well, I don't understand why the trains are delayed with weather when we have bad weather every year. Things happen, okay? That's why sometimes when there's a thunderstorm, cable goes out. That cable's been around for a long time. That doesn't mean that they can plan for everything. Things happen. Things mess up. Okay? So that's what happens when you take a public transit system instead of your car. You know, you take the convenience, but it's also human. We're all human. Things happen. Okay? The trains are still machines. Machines break.
Yeah.
Machines have issues.
Now, while
And they do what they can.
yeah, while and while we've kind of been talking about how um, we react to our atmosphere, I think the other point that we were wanting to make today was kind of how our atmosphere can affect us sometimes. As like while we try, of course, to surround ourselves and do things to make our atmosphere more conducive learning experience and a safe place to live, sometimes there are things that we don't have control over in our atmosphere that can affect us in ways that we don't expect.
Mm.
Like, for example, stress. Stress in our lives is something that's going to be unavoidable. Some people deal with stress better than others. Some people react differently to stress than others. Some people are able to bottle it up inside until they have some sort of a event where it becomes unleashed in an unhealthy way. Other people find outlets for it to deal with those stress. Other people don't know what to do with it and it eats them up inside. And I feel that something that really needs to be touched on nowadays is how do we deal with stress in situations where we feel like it's out of control. And I know for me there's been a lot of times in my life where I feel like my stress level has been way over what I feel I could tolerate, and I feel like it's out of control. And I thought, what can I do? Where can I go with this? I have too much on my plate. I have too much that pulling me in every direction. What do I do next? And and that's when I really think to myself, okay, let's take a step back. These are all the things that I do have control over. These are all the things that I can affect. These are the things that I can do. And maybe it's little things. Maybe it's I'm gonna do the dishes, or I'm gonna uh, fix this thing I've been putting off, or I'm
Give
going.
yourself an extra, couple minutes to get to work,
Yeah,
so you're not rushing
yeah.
to get there.
Even it's like giving yourself that extra time and just sit there. And it's like
I know some people
mentally
hate,
prepare yourself.
hate having to hate getting to work early because they don't like their job. But sit in your car, or if you're taking the train, take a long way walking to your work. If you're taking public transportation, take a long way walking to the work after you get off the public transportation. You know,
Reduces a
uh,
lot of stress to
yeah,
just kind of sit there for a minute and just prepare yourself for the day. It's like, hey, I'm here early. Sometimes you get up. Sometimes it requires you to get up early in the morning. I know
mm-hmm.
for me, I'm sometimes getting up at like 5 in the morning to head to work, and I don't have to be at work till 7. But it takes me about an hour to get to work sometimes.
Set out your clothes the night before.
Yeah,
That's something we do.
make your lunch the night before, and
Mm-hmm.
just set it so you can just toss it in your bag
We
and
bounce
go.
around in videos, by the way. So we go to a topic, and then we go to a topic, and then we come back to a topic. That's just how we do it.
No, but really, I feel like it's those little things that add up to the big things. You don't have to do some huge massive thing. You don't have to okay, this thing is causing me a lot of stress with financial stuff with student loans. So boom, I just did something where I just eliminated all my student loans at once. You don't have to do something like that. Of course, we want to take care of the really massive things, but
Small steps.
small steps Don't
Sometimes you just have
overwhelm
to take
yourself.
small steps. Yeah, don't overwhelm yourself. It's not worth it. Um, well, I think again we're making our videos really long, but we really appreciate you guys joining for this talk time.
Hmm.
Remember to take a breath. If you need someone to talk to, message us. We love to talk, as you can tell. If you need an advocate, reach out to us.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and if you want,
use safety when you're on the trains, when you're out
yeah,
around the buses, when you're anytime you're around traffic, when you're on the front runner. Use safety. Look both ways. It's not worth it. I guarantee you, it's not worth it. And the train's gonna win, and your car insurance will be a lot more than you thought it was because those trains are expensive. Like
hmm,
they take quite a bit of million to make. The paint job on those is not cheap. So even if you just scuff it, because that's mainly what you're gonna do is scuff the train. You're not gonna do a whole lot of damage, unless you're a big vehicle, or another train. You're not gonna do a whole lot of damage, but that damage you gotta pay for because UTA's gotta fix it. It's not gonna be worth it. You're probably not gonna enjoy getting that letter in the mail. So
yeah,
please be safe. Please reach out if you need something. Um, please be nice to each other. I know we all have bad days, but it's amazing the things that you can do to brighten someone's day just by smiling at them or saying hello, you know? Um,
our
or just.
seriously, our personalities, whether we like them or not, are reflective.
Mhm.
If you're not feeling good, if you're feeling stressed, you're feeling upset, you're feeling irritated, if you present yourself as happy, you present yourself as collected, you present yourself as friendly, that's who you'll become.
Mhm.
That's who you'll that's how you'll be able to interact with people.
And you might change someone else's day, you know?
Exactly.
Someone else could be having a really bad day, and all they need is that extra smile,
A
that
good
extra
attitude
hey,
is
how you doing?
contagious.
That extra, you look. That's a beautiful shirt you're wearing, or I can tell you took the time to get dressed today. Like me, I'm lazy. I like to wear PJs a lot. So when Cody notices that I actually put on clothes, he's like, "You look great, babe."
Which was good either way, but
you know
it's nice to
that.
it's nice to feel noticed.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just a smile
Mm-hmm.
or hey, how's it going? Or good to see you or I like what you do with your hair. It's guys like it too.
Mm-hmm.
People just want to be acknowledged.
Yeah. So I hope you all are doing well. I would love to say, "Hey, how you doing?" You can reply in the comments if you'd like. We love you all. Um, we want you all to be happy and safe. Uh, please like and share this video if you love it. Help us spread safety around the trains. And please be kind to one another because you never know what's going on with someone's head
Be
and
kind.
how that one smile
Rewind.
could change their day. There always has to be a joker about things like this. We love you guys.